Well, my name's Steve Arlinghaus. I live in Villa Hills, Kentucky with my wife, Kathy. We have 7 children and 15 grandchildren. I was born in Dayton, Kentucky. Small 3.5-room house in a very humble beginning, but it was a joy growing up there as a youngster. My parents then later moved to Fort Mitchell when I was at the age of 10. And when we moved there, of course, that was a big change for us. But by the time we'd moved, we had 6 kids in the family. And I went to Blessed Sacrament grade school, then later on to Covington Catholic High School, and ended up graduating from Northern Kentucky University. I think that anybody who's in Arlinghaus, there's a lot of pride in the name. We all came from hard-working families. My father, for example, he started off, he was working 2 jobs for a good portion of his life. He came from a family my father's father was killed in an accident, and there was no insurances or social securities at the time, and so all the brothers and sisters and family members had to work to help support one another, and so that was something that's kind of rubbed off on all of us. Well, I think being conservative comes back to the family upbringing that we had. We were raised in a family environment that went to church regularly. We very thrift on how monies were spent. I'm one of 10 children, and my wife and I have 7 children ourselves. And it's just. When you have that many children in the family, you have to work hard, and there's a lot of effort to go into it, and I think it just makes you more of a conservative individual just by nature. I'm for limited government. I do think that there's a role for government, but for the most part, I like the capitalism, I like free enterprise, I like entrepreneurship. I like individuals who work hard to get themselves and advance in this world without the government assistance to get there. Well, when I took office back in January of 2011, we inherited a $2.5 million deficit spending budget. Not just one year, but we were told by the previous administration that it would be each year of the 4 years of our administration. That in itself presented a pretty big challenge for us. We eliminated the $80,000 a month deficit that the jail had every month in overtime expenditures. That was another one. Once we got that cut, and we got rid of the problems with our golf course that we inherited at the time. The golf course was losing over $500,000 when we inherited the office, and we were able to get that changed around. We changed general managers. We're financially stable at the golf courses today. So we have overcome a lot. The wages that we had to cut back on, we cut $600,000 in wages out. So we shrunk the size of the county government. We've got a lot of folks working much harder, I think, today than they were before. I can sit here today and tell you that we've been able to increase the county's reserves by $5.8 million between January the 1st of 2011 and June 30th of 2013. And we have not raised property taxes since I've been in public office. I would like to continue on what we've started. We've had 3 good years so far. We've overcome a lot of adversity. We've overcome the deficit spending budget. We've increased the reserves. We've eliminated the overtime spending at the jail. We've got the county on solid footing today. We've merged the dispatch centers between the county and Covington. We've gotten new water lines. 7 miles of water lines are being extended to the southern end of the county. We've accomplished a lot in the 3 years I've been here. I just want to do this again. I mean, it's been a lot of hard work. There's not one week out there where we've put less than 40 hours a week in, but it's been a lot of enjoyment knowing that we're solving problems and we're getting things accomplished to better this community.